In the Play with Jay. Now, today, In the Play is the NFC East division, okay? NFC East, have you ever wondered, like, where these teams got their mascots from? Like, what's the origin of which they derive? Like, I'm just trying to figure it out. Now, if you're not for certain about the NFC East and what teams fall within that division, let me just tell you. We're talking the Dallas Cowboys, we're talking the New York Giants, talking about Philadelphia Eagles, and also the Washington Commanders. That is the NFC East, right? So let's take a look at how some of these teams got their mascots and what their mascots are and exactly when did they become the mascots? Let's take a look. So, up first, the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, their mascot, known as Rowdy, is a cowboy character that was introduced in 1996. And this character was meant to, like, reflect the Wild West and, like, being a Texan and all that. So, let's take a look and introduce ourselves to Rowdy. Look at Rowdy. Well, now, look. Okay? You got your all-around, perfect, ideal, clean-cut American cowboy. Little rolled-up hat, some dimples. You know, not too much there for me, you know. I do like that you can find out information about what these mascots do within their area, how it's bigger than just the game, helping at events and supporting like the youth. And also, if you're interested, you can also find out more about the people that are behind the mask, right? The actual person. For Rowdy, Dallas Cowboys mascot, we have David Higginbotham. He's a Dallas local, and basically in '96 he's been the role, you know, of Rowdy. So big ups to David. Thank you so much. You know, you like keeping a low profile, but in the Play with Jay, I was doing a little research, so not too low, bro. But what I will say is that it was really interesting to find out and to just see, you know, what's really going on. Like, seems like this is not an unpopular gig, but also not too many people talk about this is what they want to do. So I think it's pretty cool falling into that industry. Now, that is just number one for the NFC East division. Now, let's talk about the New York Giants. Now, if you've ever wondered, what's the mascot? What is their symbol? The Giants, they don't have an official mascot. Why, you may ask? Well, there are a lot of teams, and we'll talk about those later as we come across them, that don't have official mascots. It's either a part of the culture or the tradition and ownership, management preferences, things like that. But no mascot for the Giants. So next up in the NFC East, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Philadelphia Eagles, they actually have a mascot. Their mascot goes by the name of Swoop. Okay, apparently, this is real cute when you go to the website, everybody. So they give you all the details about Swoop. So Swoop is 6'3", 216 pounds. Nice. That's a big bird. All right. But very young. Born in 1996. Okay. Hatched in the Eagles Forest, right, in Pennsylvania. Lives in South Philly. And likes to eat smaller birds like cardinals and falcons and ravens and seahawks. And, of course, cheesesteaks and soft pretzels. This is so adorbs, right? Good stats for a mascot. Again, find out a lot of stuff. You can see some highlights of Swoop. You know, not too moved by the name, but, you know, swoop in, swoop out. You know, I do use that term a lot, but it's just... But congratulations to your team for winning the Super Bowl and, you know, for swooping in there. Anyways, now let's move it to last but definitely not least, the Washington Commanders, right? Major Tuddy. Now, I don't know what the hell that is or who it is, or it's not anything I could ever imagine. Like when I think about the Commanders and I even think about before the name change, I still just never envisioned the mascot being named this. But let's see what this is really all about when it comes to the Commanders. Let's find out. So Major Tuddy, learn all about Major Tuddy. Well, first of all, I'm a little confused. I understood that they used to be the Redskins, but Redskins also didn't mean pigskins. Pigskins are what they say about footballs, but I'm trying to understand where the hell did a pig come from and you are a commander. Before this, it was a chief, but you were a Redskin. I'm confused. Okay, but let's talk about it, okay? No discrimination, you know. All right, Teddy. So, you know, I'm not disappointed. I see that this name and this particular character extends from like the history of the team where, you know, you all were referred to the offensive lines as the Hogs, and that's cute and symbolic. Still wish that we would have went in a different direction. Yeah, just really hard to brand, you know. But I guess, you know, a hog, commander-in-chief, or I don't know. But big ups to the Commanders for having an awesome season last season. Look forward to what you're going to do on the field this upcoming season. So definitely no hate, but I don't know. But Tuddy's cute. Tuddy is cute. I will give that to Tuddy. So there you have it, folks. NFC East. Okay, all of the teams, their mascots, and their origin. What is next? We're going to take a look at some of the other sectors, find out about all the other teams, do a deep dive, and see who has a mascot, who doesn't, what are their colors, like what's going on. And are all of these animals or like some other stuff? I don't know, but we'll find out. This is just what I do in my spare time. I like to read and learn all about what's going on in the NFL. So stay tuned for more In the Play with Jay.